Salutations everybody, it is Matty here today and welcome to the Elder Scrolls 6 Wishlist series, a series designed to help dictate the future of the Elder Scrolls franchise. Every Thursday at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, or at least I try, to get your thoughts out there to Bethesda on what you want to see in Elder Scrolls next, where you want the series to trend, what criticism Bethesda should take into account, what should be left behind, what should carry onwards, and so on. We discuss all of that here in this video today. The following comment comes from Mark Hoffer and we're talking about a disguise system. He says, how about a disguise system? For example, if you're wearing a certain faction's armor or a certain city guard's armor, you shouldn't attract negative attention from those people unless they know all of their members. It could add a new way to complete quests or avoid bounties or enemies. Now there's two games that come to mind instantly when you say disguise system. One of them is Fallout New Vegas. They actually had a pretty cool disguise system where, for example, if you wore a disguise in the wrong area, you'd be attacked on sight. Where, for example, if I'm wearing NCR stuff and I walk into Legion territory, I'd get the crap shot out of me. And I really like that about New Vegas, where it made you conscious of what you were wearing and made the world feel alive, because if you were wearing something in the wrong place, it would only make sense. They shouldn't say, oh, he's the player character, that's fine that he's wearing that NCR armor. It's universal. They're like, NCR is our enemy, let's kill that person. They don't care if it's you. And I always like that about New Vegas. I think this disguise system can actually tie into a potential reputation system, where if, for example, you have good rep with a place and they see you with NCR, maybe they won't shoot you this time, but they'll be disappointed with you because they see you in NCR armor and your reputation with them will lower a little bit perhaps. I don't know, just an idea I wanted to toss out there. But anyway, another game that also does a disguise system and is actually under the Elder Scrolls name is Elder Scrolls Online. This game makes heavy use of a disguise system. A lot of side quests use it. It seems like almost every corner I turn there's a new side quest which involves me tossing on a disguise. And I really like that about ESO though, because although it's a MMO, it allows a lot of cool moments in the game, where a lot of MMOs you find yourself just grinding away, killing enemies, moving on to the next area. But when you have a disguise system implemented, at least in that game, it allows you to kind of interact with the enemies on a more different level and explore their base as one of them. It's always been cool to get that feeling in video games of being behind enemy lines. And I'd love to see this system carry over into Elder Scrolls 6, because we talked in a previous episode about how Bethesda really needs to rework the stealth gameplay, and how awesome would it be if, instead of looking at your stealth skill, you could slap on just the right disguise and get into a faction's headquarters and start investigating what's going on here. Mark also mentioned in his comment that it would be a new way to complete quests or avoid bounties and enemies, and I like both those ideas here. Speaking of avoiding bounties, we could, for example, be under siege, we'll use New Vegas as an example, by the NCR. You wear the NCR armor, they think you're just one of them, and so they won't shoot you, they can't track you down. But the second you take that off, if they see you, all bets are off, they're going to shoot you. So perhaps you put on the disguise, work your way out of this bounty, whether it's paying it off eventually down the line, or it would be something really next level if you could go into their system and hack who their targeted bounties are and remove yourself from that list. But I can't imagine that ever happening. Still, it's a cool idea that if they did something like that in New Vegas, apply that same idea to an Elder Scrolls game. Completing quests, on the other hand, that's, like I said, something that Elder Scrolls Online does quite a bit. Like I said, a lot of their quests are very dependent on that good old disguise system, which really is just a piece of armor without any armor rating, and it just has a different cosmetic look to it. When I think disguises though, I'm thinking infiltrating a base. So if we were to complete a quest, it would be awesome if we could go gung-ho, enter this base, take out their leader, just like any other type of game where you're just simply killing them. Or maybe you put on the disguise, you work your way through the base itself, trying to blend in. There's a little detection meter perhaps, and once you get to the top, let's say there's a commander up there, you take him out quietly and you leave the rest of the base untouched, and there's an impact on the world through your assassination. I think that a disguise system would actually flourish underneath the Dark Brotherhood faction. That would be absolutely excellent in my opinion, because it just fits. And so I can't see Elder Scrolls 6 not having a disguise system, not only because New Vegas had it, but mainly because ESO has it, and it does work pretty well there and adds a little quest variety to an MMO, where I think quest variety is almost the most important thing there. So great wish, Mark. Fingers crossed for a disguise system in Elder Scrolls 6, and I'd love to see where you guys plan on taking this conversation in next week's episode. As always, these videos are created by your comments, so do fire away. Be sure to follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, the links are in the description down below. Consider supporting our Patreon. It helps fuel all the content we create here. Other than that, stay sexy, stay active. I love you all. Peace.